As the Joker war looms, the Dark Knight will be forced to rebuild himself like never before. What will happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman issue number 94 and find out together, shall we? Oh, well, now this is interesting. This issue actually begins with a little flashback where we are once more reminded that Bruce early on in his career used to draw pictures of what Gotham might look like in the future. You'll recall that Alfred had always thought that these pictures represented Bruce trying to create a perfect Gotham in his mind, a place free of crime and corruption, only as we discover here, the opposite is actually true. Bruce was actually drawing the city as he saw it, a horrifying gothic nightmare maze, while also imagining the sort of creature he would have to turn himself into in order to defend a city just like this. Now, speaking of Bruce Wayne early on in his career, we discovered that he had actually tracked down a fellow by the name of Baker, regarded as the greatest detective who ever lived before he went missing. Why did he go missing? Well, it seems that he was defeated and ultimately shamed by his greatest adversary, a man who went by the name, get this, the Designer. Oh, I get it now. Detective Baker, as in Baker Street, the place where Sherlock Holmes lives. This guy is literally the Holmes to the Designer's Moriarty. Bruce wanted Baker to train him in the art of being a detective, much like Ducard had done before him, but get this, Baker denies, saying instead he wants to train Bruce in a much more valuable discipline. That being the art of failure, a lesson that Bruce wouldn't truly grasp until many years later when, much like as he is in the present now, he sat broken, bloody, and beaten in that chair in his father's office before the bat ended up smashing through the window. And hey, if you love that allusion to year one, guess what? It's only the first of many. Lucius Fox shows up to try and help Bruce out. His leg was horribly damaged by his last run-in with Deathstroke, and that's just the beginning of his problems. The Joker managed to steal the entire Wayne fortune out from under him, including his mansion. It seems that the Joker has been planning this for a long time. He even had some friends in the news media cook up a bunch of pieces about Bruce Wayne being an embezzler. It's also probably only a matter of time, too, before the Joker's people end up coming for Wayne Enterprises, which means Lucius is going to have to get back to doing the job Bruce hired him for in the first place, a job he's been neglecting while he's been running around trying to fill the void left behind by Alfred. More than anything, though, Bruce wants to try and get in contact with Selina. Lucius tells him that she was shot, but that she's currently being seen to by his daughter, Tamara. Catwoman blames herself for what happened. She tried to steal Bruce's fortune before the Joker could get a chance to do it. Little did she know she was a pawn from the very beginning. Batman says that he's truly the one to blame here, saying that the Joker smelled his weakness from a mile away, that he stretched himself too thin, pushed away all the members of his family, and without Alfred to keep him center, was primed for the taking. He also worries if the extra added stress of all of this is going to cause Selina to leave him. Again, we're still dealing with the whole relationship fallout from the end of Tom King's run. They even managed to bring back the whole bat and cat thing again here this issue, but it doesn't feel too obnoxious. Batman, against Lucius's better judgment, rushes out into the night to try and save Catwoman, fearing that the Joker is more well-connected, well-funded, and self-actualized than he's ever been before, and everyone who calls Batman friend is certainly going to be in danger. By the time Batman gets to the hospital, Selina's already long gone and Joker's goons have already taken over the hospital. They conference call in the Clown Prince of Crime, and he goes over how this has probably been his greatest plot to date. He talks about how he's literally stolen everything Batman had left and all those fancy toys that he's been showcasing since this new James Tynion run began. Oh yeah, he plans to weaponize those and turn them against Batman too. Well, just to really add some salt into the wound, the Joker says that perhaps the reason Catwoman ran off is that she knows full well that the love they share is nothing compared to the love shared between Batman and the Joker. But where did Catwoman run off to? Well, as we discover, against her will, she was actually taken by Penguin, which makes sense. He was recovering in the same hospital, to a special safe room called the Cool Room. A place that, as Cobblepot describes it, is where all the other major supervillains go whenever there's a major Joker-centric event, so they too can lay low and hopefully not die. Batman managed to escape the hospital, but he's still at the lowest point he's been in a very long time. He wanted to try and redesign the city for better, to try and do it to honor Alfred's memory, and yet despite all of that, his darker designs are going to end up coming true anyway because of the Joker. What he needs now more than anything is a sign, a symbol, something to tell him to keep going, and in a way he gets exactly what he wanted, a literal bolt out of the blue, creating a bat symbol in the sky. And much like he did all all the way back in year 1, Batman makes another solemn vow, not to his father this time, but to his surrogate father. Yes, Alfred, I will become a better Batman. And so that was Batman issue number 94, everybody, and I gotta say, I quite enjoyed this issue. James Tynion slows down on a lot of the big over-the-top action stuff and really zeroes in on Batman as a character. But perhaps what I like the most about this story, and what it looks like they've been building up to this whole time, is James Tynion really trying to fill in the blanks and fix stuff from the Tom King run while also making it seem truly organic. The King run arguably left Batman in a pretty bad place, but Tynion says, you know what, that doesn't need to necessarily be a bad thing. We can use it as a jumping off point for Joker War and maybe a reason to bring the Bat family back together, which works for me. I'm also digging on the idea of a smarter, more well-connected, better funded Joker than we've ever seen before in a storyline. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm actually pretty interested to see where Joker War is gonna take us.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, you know, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.